Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to another episode of the Heron's Haven podcast here on the Sofo Soccer channel. I'm your host, Matt. And oof, I feel like every game, I just have this adrenaline, this rush of emotions. Just it's just absolutely, it's like so good and so bad at the same time. But Inter Miami just tied against St. Louis City 3-3 in what was just a game of goals galore. Honestly, Messi, Suarez, and Alba all scored in the game. Inter Miami were behind the entirety of the 90 minutes. There was not a single point where Miami was ahead. We had to fight for our lives to stay in this game, but it was very dramatic. It was very eventful. A lot of action and a lot to talk about here tonight. Um, First, I just want well, obviously, we're going to go through the starting 11, what Tata Martino decided to put out there. Then we'll talk a little bit about each player, how I think we did overall performance wise. And we'll talk a little bit about Messi and the upcoming, summer schedule and what we're going to be looking forward to this summer, essentially, without Messi and without a couple of other players as well, which I'll mention briefly. And because I'm going to be making a video about that, which will come out either tomorrow or Monday. I just have to finish like putting it together and edit and things like that. So, but without further ado, let's take a look at the starting 11. So for the back four, it's a 4-3-3 formation, the same thing that we've pretty much been playing this entire time. I thought, because of how the lineup card was presented to us on Twitter and on all social media platforms, I genuinely thought that we were gonna see like a 4-2-3-1 formation, something that I've talked about literally in the preview, playing like Rojas in the cam and switching with Messi. But not that we didn't see that, but um it was just more like a 4-3-3. But we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the very short. So Drake Callender in goal, phenomenal game. Phenomenal game from Drake Callender. Um, okay, I shouldn't say phenomenal, right? Because we did concede 3 goals, but one of them doesn't count because it was an own goal. And one of them was an absolute banger. Two of them were really nice goals, right? And that was due to poor defense. But he has made a lot of saves during this game. He has prevented. We could have easily conceded 4 or 5 goals this game, but if it wasn't for Drake Callender, we kept it at 3. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have kept it at 2 if we didn't score that freaking own goal, which I'll talk about in a second. But yes, I think he played a part in the defense. He was as much of a wall as he could be. We can't really bash too much on Drake Callender's name. I just think there were just a lot of errors on the defense when it comes to conceding those goals, especially the first one. I'm pretty sure it was either the first one or the second one where it was Duncan. I think Duncan scored the first one. Duncan's goal was a golazo from outside the box. He like turned and shot top corner. Can't really complain about that. And Vaslov's goal was a pretty neat goal. So, but anyways, I think football gave him a 6.5 rating. I'll give him a 7, honestly. He made a lot of good saves, even though he conceded the 3 goals. For the back four, we have Jordi Alba, Kritsov, and Aviles, and Chelo Wingant. Okay, I've been bashing the defense this whole time, right? I'm always bashing the defense. I'm always talking smack about how poorly we defend, and especially in these types of games and in these types of situations where I don't want to say St. Louis like sat back and waited for us and then hit us on a counter. They would still hit us on counters and they would still work some of the time. But I think they genuinely wanted to just score goals. I mean, like we would just leave some of their guys wide open and just we would just let them in our box essentially, right? And I thought Kritsov led to a mistake. I think it was this. I'm trying to remember if it was the first or the second one, but one of his errors led to a goal. I think it was the Duncan goal, and he ended up being subbed off in the 45th minute, pretty much at halftime at the beginning of the second half. So I thought the defense could have been a lot better. I thought Chelo had a horrible game. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to say he was probably the worst defender out there. I think Kritsov was the second worst defender. I thought Jordi Alba probably is in contention of man of the match. Um, Footmob has him at man of the match, but some people could say that he is. Some people could say that he isn't. I thought he played really, really well, despite the fact that not that he was caught out of positions most time during the game, but I mean, it's the role that he plays, right? So he plays very inverted. He gets into the midfield a lot. He does help out on the wing as well, but sometimes him being inverted or playing in that inverted role does leave us exposed on that left hand side pretty often. But honestly, he kind of made up for it for getting the goal, getting an assist. He definitely was a big contributor to our attacking stages, and even on defense, his recoveries were really, really good. So Jordi Alba had a great game. I mean, despite obviously like those couple of times where he did leave us exposed, but his recoveries were spot on. His attacking prowess was really, really spot on. His assists, his passing was spot on. So um yeah, so I think Jordi Alba is really, I thought he was our best defender tonight, honestly. Skrilla, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you being here. The midfield is in shambles. Gave the ball away so easily and a lot of spaces. I was literally just about to talk about the midfield right now. Drake was bad. Freaking Berkey was insane. He stopped maybe 2 or 3 like guaranteed goals. I think 2 like absolutely guaranteed goals. Drake Calendar wasn't awful. I want to say that he wasn't awful because he did save our butts a couple of times. We could have easily conceded 5 goals, and one of the goals that we conceded was an own goal. One of them was a banger, an absolute banger. The Duncan goal was an absolute banger. There was nothing he could do about that, right? And the second one, Vasilev, maybe, I don't know. That's like up in the air. But honestly, I didn't think Drake Callender did bad at all. I thought it was just like a regular average goalkeeper performance, in my opinion. But yes, going to the midfield, we had Redondo. The starting midfielders were Redondo, Busquets, and Matias Rojas. Now, I predicted that Redondo would get another chance by Tata Martino. I said that Tata Martino would give Redondo another chance, even though I didn't want him to. I did not want Redondo to start this game. I wanted Redondo, Busquets, and excuse me, not Redondo, Busquets. I wanted essentially, not predicted because I predicted Rondo to start. I wanted to start Benja Cremachi with Sergio Busquets and either Bright or Rojas and maybe Ruiz, but either Rojas or Bright as the other center mid to get more defensive, and then have Cremachi be more attacking. That's what I wanted. What I predicted was Redondo, Busquets, and Benja. But we ended up with Redondo, Busquets, and Rojas. So I'm like, okay, this midfield is still very promising. We can still do a lot of damage with this midfield, both attacking and defensively. With Redondo and Busquets as a double pivot, Rojas pushing higher up the field, I thought this could actually work. Him switching places with Messi constantly throughout the game. This could really, really work, especially with a 4-2-3-1 formation. And then switching to the 4-3-3 or just like a 4-4-1 or 4-5-1 formation, depending on how you kind of look at it. But just having more midfielders back and having just more defensive efforts on the switch. But no, it was the complete opposite of good. Honestly, Redondo played half an hour, and then he pulled something. I don't know if he pulled his groin. He pulled something. He pulled a muscle. I thought he got hit in the nuts at first, but I think he genuinely pulled something. So I think he went instantly into the locker room after he came out. He went down almost immediately. And then Benja came on and Benja did wonders, but I'm gonna talk about Benja in a second. I hated how Redondo was playing on. I can't say I hated it, but like I just didn't like it. I didn't like him starting. I just didn't like it. He was running, he was making the efforts, but I would have much rather preferred Benja, Busi, and Bright in that midfield, right? Bushi did very, very well. I'm loving how Bushi's been playing. I mean, he got the yellow. I mean, he just absolutely tried to take command of the entire team. Like if Bushi wasn't in this midfield, like everybody would fall apart. No, everybody would be lost. Nobody would know what to do. They wouldn't know what football pitch they're on. They wouldn't know what city they're in. I feel like Busquets is literally the lifeline of this team and of this midfield. Boosie, you can see when you're watching it from TV or watching it in person, you can literally see Busquets yelling, commanding. You see him waving his arms around. You can see him commanding the entire defense and the entire midfield, and he's just really the anchor of this team. You would see him drop back into center back position and allow maybe Aviles or even Chelo to kind of just push up forwards, and he'll kind of just take care of the passes in from behind. um, but yeah, I think like without Busquets, this team would be an absolute disaster, or just an absolute tornado, or just like Dory lost in the ocean, honestly. So big ups to Busquets. I don't know if people give him the credit that he deserves, but I know he's a fantastic player, and obviously his history just speaks for itself. But this guy, and he's been starting every single game and playing the 90 minutes for every single game. But yeah, if it wasn't for Busi, I feel like we would be playing two men down. I'm going to be honest. Matias Rojas, I wish he did a lot more. He's a very offensive type player, and playing him in the midfield was never something that I wanted to do, especially in a center mid role, not even like in a cam or a whatever role. I just don't, not that I can't, I have to stop saying I hate. I just don't like Matias Rojas in that role, in that center mid role. I want Bright, I want Cremachi, I want Ruiz. I don't want Rojas, and I don't want Redondo. Honestly, Redondo has been rushed into the starting 11. Matias Rojas is better as playing in a Messi type role, or better playing as like a winger with like where Robert Taylor's at, not as a center mid, in my opinion. Let me go to the chat real quick. Skrilla says Inter Miami need to give Nacho any money he wants. We need help. Before bringing Di Maria, we need defenders who can deal with the press and can pass the ball without turnovers. You're absolutely right. I mean, Nacho coming to Miami would be a very, very interesting thing, which I'm not going to talk about too much because I am also making a video about that, which will come out maybe in a couple days from now, because I'm making a video about the players leaving for Copa America, which should be coming out either tomorrow or Monday, and then the video after that is going to be about Nacho, and then I have another video after that about Gomez. But anyways, Di Maria would still be good though, just regardless. But anyways, but yes, we do need defenders. Midfielders do not track their players. This is by Sufyan Butt, yeah. Midfielders do not track their players. We get exposed almost. Oh, absolutely. We literally give them all the time and space in the world, and and that's pretty much how we conceded the goals. We gave Indy all the time and space in the world. We would give Klaus or or Duncan. Or not Duncan. I keep saying Duncan, but it's Durkin, right? I say Duncan just to remember his name. We would give him all the space. We would give Pompeu, the winger, that guy, number 12, I think it is. We would give him all the time and space in the world. We would never, it would be very difficult for us in transition on defense. So we need to do a lot better than that. And I think that midfield was just a good representation of what not to do in the midfield, right? So I'm very happy that Benka came on. Dude, Benka coming off the bench, literally not. I don't know if change the game is being dramatic, but honestly, I feel like it changed the game. It changed our midfield. He was working hard. This guy was literally the road runner. He was an engine. He was running back and forth. He was tracking back. He was marking players. He was making tackles, getting up the field, making those passes. I thought Gremashi was everywhere and everywhere that he needed to be. And that's the type of player that we need in the midfield. And I would take Gremashi in the midfield as a starter any day over Redondo. And I know Redondo's been injured and we need to give him a chance. But I love Gremashi and I love what he did tonight. And honestly, it just really sucks that, you know, we didn't win because of and things like that. But honestly, Gremashi was probably the best midfielder there, like on that team. that wasn't Busquets, if that makes sense. He was like literally him, Busi, great. And now Gressel. Let me talk about Gressel because Gressel got subbed on for Rojas in about like the 70th minute. Gressel, dude, everybody talks smack on Gressel. I don't know how many. I feel like a broken record saying this, and I don't know if maybe I'm just the only one that thinks this, right? Maybe I'm the only one that genuinely thinks that Gressel is a solid player. But I feel like every time Gressel plays, he plays well. Last game, he didn't play so well, right? Last game was probably, I can give that exception. He didn't have the best game. He was a little off. But on he's been starting every single game since like that midfield, since like Redondo and Cremachi and whatever, since like we had like that dream midfield early in the season. But ever since we got those injuries, Gressel has been our guy. He's been our guy at right center mid. And he switched to the left, I think, for this game. He put in a great pass for Jordi Alba to get that third equalizer. Julian Gressel literally obviously saved us the game, and then it was up to Jordi Alba's composure to put it away. But I highly, highly rate Julian Gressel. I really like him as a player. I think Tata has every right to play him and start him and give him a lot of game time. I mean, obviously he needs the rest, but dude, look at the midfield tonight. We had Rojas and Redondo in the midfield, and none of them did anything. But Gressel and Cremachi came on, and they worked wonders. So I'm just saying, like those guys, literally Benja, Bushi, and Gressel right now is the best midfield we have. And that's just facts. 100% that's just facts. I'm going to read the comments because there are a lot of comments coming in and I just went on a rant. So let me go through that and then we'll continue on to the attack. What was the last thing I read? I take the point, but we Oh, okay. I take the point, but we were so bad. Too many turnovers, can't do passes. Yeah, no, we definitely turning over the ball has definitely been an issue, but that's been an issue for us pretty much the almost the entire season, right? Like, or at least for a really long time, for the last couple of games, especially. Turnovers in the midfield have been an absolute problem. It has been an issue. It has been a disease. It's like it's contagious. Like we just keep doing it and we don't know anything about like we can't do anything about it for some reason. Miami could have won if it weren't for Suarez's own goal. I'm literally about to talk on that, bro. WrestleMania US. Give me 2 minutes and I'll talk about that. And we're going to rant about that in a second. So Suarez and Barca boys out. Inter Miami can do well without the Barca boys as Campana and Taylor. I'm going to get to that too, bro. I say that all the time. I'm going to get to that in a second. I say it all the time. Defenders do so many turnovers. Drake should have saved that second goal, in my opinion. Like I said, that second goal, yeah, he could have saved it. It was a good goal, but he could have saved it absolutely. But that doesn't mean he had a terrible performance. Drake Calendar did not have a terrible performance tonight, despite what people think. He has saved us from conceding 5 goals. Yes, he could have saved that second goal, but he got own goal by Suarez, and the first goal was an absolute banger by Durkin, right? An absolute banger top right corner. So there was nothing he could do about that. Drake Calendar did not have a bad performance at all. In my opinion, he made a lot of crucial saves. He saved us a lot. He would save us from the defender's mistakes, if that makes sense. Chelo missed a good dude. Oh my God. I completely forgot. I was literally yelling at my TV downstairs. I completely forgot to talk about that. Chelo literally missed not one sitter. He missed one absolute sitter that was crossed into the box. It was a low cross by Jordi Alba, who I think was technically supposed to go to Campana back post, but it was never going to make it to Campana. Chelo intercepted it in like around the penalty spot area, completely butchers the shot. It's not even a shot. He like slide tackles it into it, and like it slowly rolls over to the wide on the right hand side. And that should have been the winner. That absolutely should have been the winner. I'm really, really shocked as to how Chelo was in that situation and not anybody else. But nobody was marking him. He was completely alone, and he could have easily. And if Chelo was reading that situation, he probably could have done a lot better composing himself, and he didn't even have to slide probably if he better positioned himself, excuse me, and just took a shot. We could have won 4-3 and just brought it completely back, and that would have been the Miami comeback. And then there was another opportunity where he had the ball, like he was giving the ball to his feet. And he was one-on-one with Berkey. This was on like the right-hand side of the goal. And he was one-on-one with Berkey. And Berkey just made an amazing save. But Yeah, I mean, he kind of missed two sitters technically on a technicality. Gressel did good, 100%. Barca boys, how guys are a liability. We're gonna talk about the Barca boys in a minute. Um, yes, Del Morva. Thank you for coming back, bro. Gressel never disappointed us. He does well. He does all the dirty work. Absolutely. Del Morva. Excuse me. I'm talking so fast. Del Morva knows what he's talking about. Old guys are a liability. Okay, so let's talk about that. So let's talk about the attack real quick. Okay. Um, let's talk about the attack real quick. We had Robert Taylor, Luis Suarez, and Messi up top. Okay. I wanted Campana to start. I wanted Campana to start. I put that up on Twitter. I put it up on Instagram. I put it up on the YouTube post community page thing. I put it up everywhere that I wanted Campana to start. I said he deserves to start. He showed us that he deserves to start. And literally, like, I don't see why he didn't start. I understand that Suarez scored tonight, but he scored 2 goals tonight, and one of them was in the wrong net. Okay. Like, I understand that Suarez is a great player. Like, he can score at any time. He's not like a wild card, but like he can just pop up at any moment and just score and just like completely change the game for us. Or he can have his good days and he can have his bad days, just like any player. But I feel like Campana has the energy. Like, Campana runs, he makes efforts, he gets into the areas, he makes passes, he drops in deep. I feel like Suarez did a lot more work tonight, I feel like, than what I've seen or what I think I've seen in previous games. Like, he tracked back a couple times, he would make a couple tackles, he would hold the ball up sometimes, which is great. But I feel like Campana does it on a more consistent basis, and Campana's younger, so he has more energy. Suarez is kind of walking all over the place. Yes, he gets into good positions, or he waits he waits for the ball to arrive at his feet for him to do something. But I feel like Campana should have got a start. I really, really want him to start maybe the next game, but we have like a pretty decent break now. So I don't know. I highly doubt that Campana is going to get a start unless something really bad happens to Suarez or he gets sent to Uruguay to play for the national team. So, but yeah, in my opinion, I thought Suarez, I mean, he did good. He scored a goal, right? Like, he scored a goal, but it was nothing crazy. I thought Robert Taylor did okay. I thought he did well with his runs on the left hand side, especially in the first half. We would find him a lot open on that left hand side, whether Messi would find him or Jordi or Busi. Somebody would find him open on that left hand side, and it just created a lot of space for us, and it allowed us to move forward. So I thought that was really good. Messi is probably in contention with man of the match. I mean, he scored. He scored, and his passing was really, really good. The way that he was dribbling through defenders, it definitely looked like he got the confidence. Well, not that he never like, not that he never had confidence, right? Like, or never not had confidence, but it just showed like we were seeing glimpses of the old Messi dribbling through a couple of defenders, making really good passes, scoring that goal. From the connecting with Jordi Alba in those like 1-2 passes, he like lobbed it over to him. Jordi Alba like pat squares it low cross into the center, into the penalty area, and then Messi just one times it left post. So it was just really good scenes, honestly, for Messi, and it's just been amazing to see him perform so well and consistently, honestly, in every game that he's been playing. So yeah, Leonardo Campana came off the bench. I mean, he didn't really do anything, so I mean, I can't really talk bad about him. I can't really talk good about him, but he came on for Taylor and he didn't really do much. I think he had like 20 minutes of game time or 25 minutes of game time. Which honestly, I mean, he probably could have done something, but I think we were just trying to hold on to we were trying to seek that winner, which we could have gotten, but I don't know. I feel like Suarez definitely could have. I feel like Suarez, if anything, should have come off, and I think maybe Afonso could have. Either Afonso or Negri should have came on, in my opinion. So like, if you were gonna take Taylor off, either bring in Afonso and then have Campana, like Afonso, Campana, and Messi up top, or put Alba and as that left wing and put Negri as that left back, and then take Taylor out. If you really wanted to take out Taylor because of him being tired or him playing a lot, whatever. I think Tata did well. Well, hold on. No, I don't. Hold on. I didn't mean that. I thought um I thought Tata like, or I guess I was gonna say like he actually made changes. Like we actually saw him use 4 subs. Maybe he watches the podcast because in the last pod in the preview, I called him out, and in the Atlanta post game reaction I did, I called him out for not making any freaking subs. So this time he used 4, which I mean, one of them was an injury, so he technically used 3, like 3 tactical subs. So at least he's doing something. I mean, but honestly, it feels like he's being very, very what's the word, arrogant. I feel like is arrogant a good word for Tata? I mean, like I feel like he's not really changing, not I don't want to say changing the strategy at all. I feel like the players are doing the majority of the work. I feel like Tata's not really like a tactician himself. I feel like he's just letting Busi, Messi, and like Suarez and Alba kind of carry what they do on the field, and like and Tata just kind of just sets them up and maybe like gives them a couple of instructions. But I feel like Messi and Busi especially, I feel like Busi and Messi are like um the main influencers when it comes to like giving instructions and what to do and things like that. Bushi especially, I feel like is number one. But yeah, no, I need him to sub off Suarez. I need him to have the balls to sub Suarez off like he's done in the past. I don't care. Like I feel, remember that time that Suarez got subbed off? I believe it was against the Montreal game. No, it wasn't against the Montreal. I think it was the one before the Montreal game. I forget which game it was, but it was very recent where Suarez came off and he like sprinted towards the bench and he looked pissed. We need to see Suarez like that, because if he's gonna put performances like this, I feel like he shouldn't be starting. But yeah, he scored a goal. He scored an own goal. Very, very stupid. I mean, he like looked, for some reason he like he literally headed it towards Calendar. So I don't know what he was thinking there. WrestleMania US says they're a liability. Honestly, I think Suarez is, if anything. Busquets, I feel like is just the pendulum of the team. Jordi Alba is a very huge factor, and Messi, I think, is very, very good. So those 3, I think, are good. I don't really, and not that I don't rate Suarez, but I feel like Campana could be doing better if he was given the game time, and if we invested more in our young players, then maybe we could see another number 9, or even like put Messi as that like center forward role and have another winger. Excuse me, and have another winger play. Sufanyanya, we've conceded. Yeah, sorry. Let me look at the chat because I keep like I like talk a lot and I'm not really reading the chat. We've just conceded 6 goals in the last 2 games on our home ground. Yeah, dude, it's been really, really bad defensively. Like we're just conceding goal after goal after goal. Like it's just like it's nobody's business. Disagree. Calendar is really bad. I think saying that he's really bad is very harsh. It's harsh. Yeah, he'll have his like. He'll have his moments. Like, yeah, he had that rough patch when we were playing like Monterrey and stuff, but I feel like he's been pretty like consistent. Like he's been pretty like standard for these last couple games. Taylor did nothing. Taylor did nothing. Maybe he's going to be better when Messi. I mean, yeah, honestly, Taylor was kind of quiet, but he was, like I said, he was creating spaces on that left-hand side, especially in the first half. I really hope these guys, and not just Taylor, which we'll talk about in a second, but all these guys are going to have to step up when Messi and them leave for the Copa America and for the Olympics and the Euros or whoever and wherever people are going. But that is something I'm going to talk about in a future video. I thought I heard something. That is something I'm going to talk about in a future video that will possibly come out either Monday or Tuesday. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to post a video about like the players leaving for CONCACAF, the players leaving for Olympics and Copa and Euro and for like international duty in general, and how Inter Miami have to adapt to that situation. And then I'm going to talk about Matias Rojas, and then I'm going to talk about Gomez, and then Di Maria, because I already made a video about Di Maria, but I wanted to make another one about him. But anyways, Suarez is so bad. His first touch was so trash. He should be benched 100%. I mean, like, yeah, dude, I want Campana to start so bad. I don't know why. He made that one start. He scored a goal, and then that's it. And it's like that. That's like, all right, Suarez is back, so you're back on the bench. It's like, bro, what? He literally deserves a start. I hope the team plays better. You hope the team plays better in the next coming games. Same. I really hope. Now it's gonna be, this summer's gonna be tough, guys. I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do like I said, I'm gonna make a video about it, but it's going to be tough. Our schedule is looking really, really difficult, and I'm gonna talk about that. I'll talk about the schedule actually because I'm gonna say like who we have next. But up next, we're traveling. We're going to Philly, which is hard. Then we come back at home for Columbus. Then we have 3 away games back to back from June 29th to July 6th. 3 back-to-back away games, dude. That is going to be tough. And that's against Charlotte, Cincinnati, and Nashville. That is going to be hard. And then July 17th, we're playing at home in Toronto, and then we're still at home against Chicago on July 20th. It's a difficult, I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. It's a difficult, and then from there in July, it's either July or August, we're playing Leagues Cup. So it's really gonna get picky. We're just getting started, guys. The league has just started. We're only what? Well, not just started. We're like a quarter of the way through the league. We still got plenty of games left. We still have the Leagues Cup to play in. There's a lot of soccer or football to be played, guys. There's a lot of football to be played. And us missing out, and this summer could probably make or break our season, depending on just how we do without Messi in them. So we really, really have to see. Yeah, it's going to be scary for the 8 or 9 matches. Delmonova says, I'm a bit concerned with us missing players for Copa America. The team really needs to step up. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. That was Tata's fault because Redondo got injured and he played the 90 minutes last game and he just came back from an injury. That's what I'm saying. Like him, I don't know what Tata was thinking. Just I don't know if forcing is the right word, but maybe Redondo actually was ready to play and he was cleared by the medical staff. But him playing a full 90 minutes, like almost immediately after being cleared, is crazy. I think it's insane. Benka was doing well in that midfield. I mean, sure, he could have got benched after like a shaky performance. But honestly, like I would have much rather have kept Benja as a starter or put Ruiz there. Like he could have played Ruiz and I would have been fine. It's like I don't know. Now I really hope that this Redondo injury doesn't last too long because we're going to need him for this summer, essentially, at least for the month of June. I think he's going to be playing for the U23s in the Olympics. I think. I honestly I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know Cremashi's leaving for the U23s for the Olympics, and somebody else. Obviously, we have Messi, the Suarez rumors, and then we have Matias Rojas who's leaving for the friendlies, but it's not confirmed that he's going to be competing with the team for the Copa America. But yeah. Also, yeah, no, I'm gonna say this again because Skrilla just brought it up. What happened at Bright? Like, dude, that in my heart, that's what I wanted. Like in my heart, I just wanted Bright to start over Matias Rojas and over Redondo. I just really wanted that, but I knew that wasn't gonna do that, so I didn't even put that in my prediction. Like I didn't even make that a possibility in my prediction. But like after seeing Redondo and Rojas in the midfield, I can't bash on Rojas because he's done well for us, especially like off the bench. But like I would have much rather preferred a Cremachi and a Bright in that midfield tonight. I'm gonna be completely honest. But hey, I mean it is what it is. We somehow scrape away with the tie. It's a game we should have won. And honestly, it's guys, like just buckle up because it's only going to get difficult from here. It's only going to get harder. It's only gonna get harder this summer. We do have that break, right? So our next game isn't until what? June 15th. It's literally 2 weeks away, like exactly 2 weeks away. So yeah, so we have a lot of time to, I guess, Tata has time to regroup, restructure, figure out what he's going to be doing for this summer. He's probably been planning this situation for a while now. But yeah, I mean, Inter Miami currently sit top of the table. I mean, we're 2 games ahead of Cincinnati. So our record right now with 18 games played, we are 10-5-3, 10 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses, 35 points. Cincinnati have 16 games played, 10 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses on 33 points. So when Cincinnati win their next game, they're going to retake first place. If New York City, who are in third with 16 games played with 29 points, if they win 2 games, that's 35 points. So they'll be equal. They'll be tied with us if they win both of their games. So honestly, damn, we really need to get results this summer. We really like these were games that we needed to win, so that maybe if we would have dropped a tie or a loss in the summer, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. I mean, it still isn't, but it's just not convenient, especially when we literally have our best players available now. But now we're not going to. So it's going to be a lot more difficult this summer, and I'm going to. We'll talk about that in a couple of days time. I still have hope for Vancouver game. We still have decent play. I mean, we do, guys. In general, when you look at the squad overall on paper, we have a great squad and probably the best, if not one of the best squads in the MLS. The fact that if we're not, we just can't put consistent performances together. Like we had that 10-game unbeaten run, and now it's like we just forgot how to play ball. It's very, very scary. So I don't know. We have to play more like a team. We have to stop turning the ball over in the midfield. Our defense has to improve. But overall, if we look at that, those are the negatives, right? If we look at the positives, we put some attacking passes together. Bringing on players like Cremachi and Gressel should show that those are the midfielders we need. Sailor, oh yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, Sailor did not do a good job. You can actually vividly see Jordi Alba getting pissed at Sailor because he wasn't doing anything. He was just ball watching the whole time. So yeah, I don't know. Sailor, I don't know, dude. Guys, we need a defender, and we need it bad. Do you guys think Nacho is gonna come? Honestly, I really hope he does. I mean, at this point, we need Nacho more than we need Di Maria. So bro, bring in Nacho, man. We need a center back. Like we really need a defender because it's so worrying how we have the most expensive center back in the league and he still can't like defend like well. I mean, like I understand he's like what 19 or 20 years old, but guys, like we need somebody. He's a young player. We need somebody to be his mentor, and I feel like Kristov isn't that guy. Sailor definitely isn't that guy, and Freire is out. So we're gonna need something. So either we trade another international player. If we trade, we're not gonna trade any of the big guys like Suarez and none of them. So I don't know what international player we would be trading unless it was like Rojas or something. But like we would have to get rid of an international player. Because I'm pretty sure all of our DP slots are used, right? It's Messi, I think Busi. No, Messi, Alba, and somebody else, I think. I don't know. We're gonna is Suarez a DP or is he not international? I forget. I don't know. But I don't know, guys. Dude, Chelo's on a loan. So Chelo's on a loan and Freire's on a loan, I'm pretty sure. So Chelo's gonna be leaving at the end of the season unless they do want to sign him permanently. I honestly, if I was Tata, I would not sign Chelo permanently. I would be on the lookout for another right back, whether that's an academy player, whether that's Noah Allen. Like it could be Noah Allen, it could be literally anybody. I have no idea why he wanted to trade Yedlin. I mean, sure, I think Yedlin at the time I think wasn't performing the best, but it was just very, very rushed, and I don't know what his eagerness was to bring in Chelo, but I don't know. I don't know if Chelo is going to be staying for another season or staying permanently within Miami, in my opinion. But yeah, and Freire, he's going to be out for the rest of the season, and I don't know if he's going to go stay with us or go back to Argentina. So it's interplay with 10 when Chelo plays. That's actually hilarious. I kind of agree though sometimes. And then he complains, like he acts like he's really, really good, but honestly, he's really not. I agree. Yedlin was a little better than Cheto. Cheto was really impressing me when he first joined. Now he's he's been disappointing in that right back role. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's been really, really disappointing in that right back role. Suarez must start from the bench. Numbers can't lie. He's too slow. Much better. I, dude, Moon man. I literally talk about this all the time. I talk about how Campana needs to get more game time. I say it all the time. Campana needs more game time. Suarez needs to come off the bench, but he won't come off the bench unless he's like injured or something, because he's Suarez, because he's the big name player. He's one of the franchise players. So it's like, it's just, he's not gonna come off the bench unless he's injured. So it's an unfortunate situation, but it's something that we're gonna have to deal with for the rest of the season. And whether he continues to score and, do his thing, then screw it, right? Like, because he literally, and like, we're bashing on Suarez, right? Like, we're really bashing on Suarez, but he's one of the top goal scorers in the league. Like, he scored 12 goals, got 5 assists in 13 starts and 16 total matches played. That's 17 goal contributions in 16 games. That's really freaking good, guys. That's really freaking good. So we're bashing on him, but he's getting those goal contributions. He's really contributing when he wants to. Like, when he wants to, he can be a beast. Like, he really can. I mean, I know he hasn't scored in the last 3 games against Orlando, DC, or Atlanta. Last time he scored was against Montreal, and that was in, like, I don't even know what minute that was in, but yeah. So he's been in a kind of a 3-game slump, but I don't know. Maybe this summer he can pick it back up. Maybe he could pick it back up. Don't know. But anyways, guys, I think that will be the end of the podcast here. I think that I've talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Oh wait, no, let's do what are we playing? Well, no, we're going on an initial. No. I'm making a video about that, so never mind. False alarm. But yeah, I'll end it here. Thank you to everybody who's come out in the chat. I think that I think we talked about everything that needed to be talked about. We all expressed our own opinions. I've shared them here on the live stream. I'm going to find a way to put the comments on the screen. I'm going to try to find a way to do that, because I haven't had this many comments here before. So I'm going to try to find a way in the future to put them on the screen for you guys, so then everybody can see them on the screen. Let's take a look at these last couple comments and then we'll call it. Chelo's in a slump. Yeah, he is in a slump. But he's too good to keep playing. Yeah, he's too good to keep playing like this. These next 4 to 6 games could be huge for him. He should be. He really got to step it up this summer. What amazes me is that most is that Miami versus every team looks the slowest team. Our midfield is like turtles, and most players lose energy after 30 minutes. It does really feel like we're getting tired very, very easily. Like, it just looks like we're getting gassed, like, almost immediately. So I don't know what that could be. I don't know if that's just overworking the players. Like, maybe they just have a heavy match load. But it does seem like we get tired very, very easily. But there's players like Benka. Benka was running like an engine. Like I said, he was the runner for the game. So I don't know. I think this summer is going to be very, very interesting. Just stay tuned for a video about that by the end of the weekend. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of the Heron's Haven podcast here on the SoFo Soccer channel. I want to thank everybody that has come out in the comments section here on the live on YouTube. This is going to be available on Spotify as well for free. The link will be down in the description. If you're not able to watch the video version, you can listen to the audio version. And so I appreciate everybody's support here on the channel. I'll see you guys in a couple of days' time with my new YouTube video that should be up in 1 or 2 days from now. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys. 3-3 draw, tough, but it's better than a loss, honestly, guys. All right. Have a great night and stay safe. Vamos, Miami.